And the realtor we sent out to one of the 5 acres we had, and the 5 acres was in an area like Ron and I really like. We sent the realtor out. Areas we like aren't always the nicest areas. They're mobile home friendly. They might not be the prettiest, nowhere you and I would probably live. And we sent a realtor out there and he calls us back. He's like, don't buy this. No way I'd buy this. I think we're under contract it was cheap, 5 acres. I think we're under 10 grand, Ron. I think we listed this property up for mid-20s, $30,000 and sold
I got blown up. Yeah, I remember getting blown up on this property. And I was like, especially when you first start, whether it's Daniel and I telling you, I don't suggest you buy this property, or a realtor telling you, I don't suggest buy this property. When you go against the quote unquote expert's opinion, it makes you a little nervous. So I was kind of nervous going into selling this property. And like Daniel said, I think we ended up buying it for $9 and selling for like $29.9, something like that. And it was insanely fast how fast we sold it.
It was the first time we're like, wow, people really do want mobile home lots with zero restrictions in areas they can just do whatever they want. And you hear Ron and I talking about that a lot. We're like, does it have restrictions? We always find that out because you want your buyer pool to be as open as possible on the backside. It's part of the reason we were selling these so quick, and why the reason we turned these so quick, Ron. I feel like that was one of the properties we realized, like, mobile home areas are great for land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I remember selling this, and it was not a perfect property, not just the area. It had a utility easement in the front. Maybe it was the back. It had a utility easement in the back. It had part of its boundary line was overlapped with like the neighbor's like shed or something. So there were a couple defects that would turn buyers off, but it was a better market when we were selling these. So we took chances on properties like that, and it definitely paid off in this county and with this property in particular.
So we sent the mail out. When did we know? Like, when did we start getting these leads? Because I know we didn't buy 8 properties at once, Ron.
It was pretty fast off the get. Like I remember we got our biggest property in that $80,000 property we got in that county. We got that, he texted us the purchase agreement. I remember seeing it come over, and I looked at the purchase agreement. It said like $80,000. Wow, this is really big. There must be something wrong with the property. And Daniel was doing our sales at that point. So I told Daniel, like, call this guy immediately and just find out what's going on. And Daniel called the guy. He owned an LLC. I think the property was under an LLC. This property was beautiful. Had probably 2,000 feet of road frontage, 70 acres or so.
We would have subdivided it now.
Absolutely. If it was today, we would have subdivided that property.
This would have been, how do we make $1 million in the county if we would have done that?
Absolutely. And this guy was just unbelievably interested in selling his property. And the amazing thing is, which we didn't find out actually till we bought this property, is he owned the property across the street as well. That was another 60 acres. And we ended up buying that as well.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.